Hello and welcome to another special Franchise Hockey Manager 3 stream. My name is Adam. I am the Community Manager of Franchise Hockey. Not with me is FHM producer Jeff because he is hard at work on FHM 4. We are continuing our Detroit Red Wings 2019-2020 season. If this is your first time tuning in or you haven't been watching us for too long, we started off in 2016-2017. Didn't have a very good first two seasons, but turned it on last season, advancing quickly and making it all the way to the Stanley Cup final. We started off this year, things went okay, not great. We started to turn it on just back right around December, and things started going really well. We got to the trade deadline, we started running into some injuries. Just before the trade deadline, I guess, we lost, we'll look at that in a minute. But we picked up Madison Bowie to help strengthen our defense, and then we went out and got Teuvo Teravainen from Carolina to help strengthen, again, our forward lines. We lost Dougie Hamilton, and we lost Brent Burns to injury. And if we just take a quick look there, we can see Brent Burns had a radial nerve compression, and he's gone for we don't know how long. I believe it was 8 months was kind of what they were looking at. Dougie Hamilton's out 2 to 3 months, so basically he might get back for the end of playoffs if we were lucky enough to go all the way through, but that seems unlikely. So basically we're at the roster we've got. So taking a look at our strategy, first off, again, we play fire wagon hockey, which is a style of the 50s, popularized in the 80s. We play very wide open, where, again, winning a game 7-6 is kind of what we go for here. We also play the 1-3-1 forecheck, so we try to avoid penalties, but we still have quite a bit of forward press. Our forward lines, lots of current Red Wings, current players, but we also have some younger guys coming up like Nando Eggenberger, who is draft eligible next year, I believe. I have to double check that. And Joey Veleno, who's expected to be one of the top picks this next year. We also have Sergei Mozikin, who is playing in the KHL and has been. We came over for this past 2 years now, as well as Maxim Chudanov. Everyone else, you should probably recognize for names. Nico Hischier, first overall pick this past year. Tyler Toffoli of the LA Kings is now with Detroit. Cam Fowler, now with Detroit. Josh Morrissey, Winnipeg Jet, now with Detroit. Madison Bowie is one of the guys we traded for. Rasmus Dahlin, again, one of the top possible picks this year. And Timothy Liljegren, who was Toronto's actual first-round pick this year. Again, high defensive prospect. And again, you can look at our roster and you can see we got lots of guys with high potential. Some guys still have a long way to go, like Nando Eggenberger. But he scores. He, for instance, played in 43 games and only had 9 points, but in the queue, he was just ripping it up. So he's a good depth guy who might be able to give us some scoring. We focus a lot on all our different scores. Also, we are of Team Iceland, but we didn't do that well in our tournament. We can take maybe a quick look. That is not what I was looking for. I wanted to look at... Hold on a second here. Iceland. And we didn't have a lot. We're done currently anyways. So what we're going to do is give up that job. We're going to resign from the national team. And maybe get lucky and pick up something new this next year again. But right now we're focused on the Tampa Bay game. We just got Nico Hischier back, which was really good. Currently we still have Vladimir Tarasenko, who is a little hurt with hand soreness. P-Wag in the 66 chat says hello and welcome. Thanks for coming out. I did have a poll on Twitter, possibly doing it for this afternoon or tonight, but unfortunately my plans changed for tonight, so this afternoon became the only option. As you can see, we put out some more contracts. We signed Andrew Kopp, Maxim Chidinov, and Maxim Komatos to contracts. Basically, we just needed some more depth. We've seen our defensive depth really get blown up, which is why I've ultimately decided to sign Chudinov. We have some other guys who are going to go, including Thomas Tatar and Anthony Mantha. But through 82 games, Thomas Tatar stayed healthy, but he only put up 35 points. And Anthony Mantha only put up 20. And they want a lot of money to play. So I would almost rather let them go. Or we might try and trade them closer to the draft. Pewog, before you even say it. We'll see what Zetterberg does. Probably not going to trade him, though. Alright, so we got our first game versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay finished second in our conference at 109 points. We finished in 8th at 91, but that actually isn't quite where we finished. We didn't finish 8th. We finished a little bit higher than that just because of point totals. Alright. What was I going to do? Scouting reports were okay. We don't really need anything more to look at. So let us go to play this game. Matt Murray is currently 3 fires, which is good. Hellebuck's cooled off, which was not unexpected. We're just going to sim right through this game because we want to see how we do. And we win 3-1. 1 goal every period. Larkin. Heeshire. Oops, missed one. And Tyler Toffoli. Alright, Nico Heeshire got 2 points. Good for him. And Teuvo Teravainen picks up his first playoff point with us. Excellent. And Tyler Toffoli picks up goal and assist. Good. Which means our pickups are actually working. We picked up Tyler Toffoli for the playoff push last year, but he got hurt with like 2 games left in the regular season and showed up basically for only the Stanley Cup final, which we lost. Anyways, we continue. So 1-0 win for us. Taking a quick look at the other playoffs. Chicago, Calgary, Arizona, and Vancouver all up 1-0. Vancouver is the defending Stanley Cup champions. Toronto's also up in Carolina. Philly's up on Columbus. And Washington's up on the New York Rangers. And we have another game here versus Tampa. Again, we won the first game by simming it, so why mess with what worked? So sim again, and we lose 5-2. Ouch, we give up 3 unanswered goals. That hurts. So Kuznetsov scores on the power play. Liljegren scores to tie it up. And then we just get beat. That's not very good. And Dylan Larkin got kicked out of the game. That also doesn't help us. So we see and learn a little bit more. And now it's 1-1. As is most series except for Toronto, Philly, and Arizona. PWOG66 says, have you seen the video of the new Wings Arena? Yes, I have. I'm quite interested in seeing what's going to happen there. It's a very nice looking place. Although I kind of miss the Joe Louis. Never had a chance to go there. I always kind of wanted to. It just never happened for me. But I think it'll be nice, and I really hope it helps revitalize Detroit some more. Although I do not like the name of that arena. That's my own personal preference. So we're going to play through this game. Kuznetsov scores less than 30 seconds in. Always good. And then Thomas Tatar scores to make it 2-0 us. And then Mozikin scores to make it 3-0. Alright. And shots are fairly even, and we outshoot them 13-11. We're up 3-0 at the end of the first period. PWOG, what do you think of the new Wings Arena? Yourself. And we're badly outshooting them throughout the second period. which is very good. And end of the second period, outshooting them 27-19. We're on a penalty kill, but playing well. So we'll continue to sim. And Stamkos scores to make it 3-1, just under 3 minutes in. GoldenEye, hi, thanks for coming out to the stream. And 3-1. And Chunenov scores in the empty net to make it 4-1. And then Mantha just burns Vasilevsky with one more shot, 15 seconds left to make it 5-1. And we win game 3. Olympia should have been named. Like it a lot. Not sure on parking though, P-Wog says. Now, I saw something. They have like the original Olympia sign or a remade model of it there. Do they not? Did I not see that? Because I kind of think that was part. There's something in it that you can see. Oh, Madison Bally picked up his first playoff assist for us. Good for him. A lot of people have kind of wondered why we picked up Madison Bowie, and it's for one very simple reason. Number one, he was a Kelowna Rocket, so I knew Jeff would be okay with that. Number two, he played with Josh Morrissey, so I knew and I liked him. The other reason is I've seen Madison in several longer campaigns actually turn out to be a much higher ranked player than what he is. I mean, right now he's currently a 1.5 star guy. I've seen him make it almost all the way to 3 stars. If he's given enough playing time. And he's still young enough that could easily happen for him. So why not try and help him get there? And okay, so we got another game versus Tampa Bay here. We're up 2-1 now. So we'll play this again because why not? And Stamkos gets the first goal to make it 1-0 on the opening shot of the game. Not very good for us. There he goes. P.O. confirms what I thought. Yeah, but the O was taken, so they redid that part. TV booth is cool too. Yeah, and it's 2-0 Tampa Bay. That's not good. And we're getting outshot, so we kind of need our guys to. 3-0 at the end of the first period. Oh, but Zetterberg sneaks it in before the end of the period to make it 3-1. All right, let's look at our strategy here for a second. And see if we can get a few more countering goals, maybe. Not looking good. Oh, there goes setup man. If I accidentally go very quiet, I'm sorry. I'm dealing with a bit of a cold here. And we're going to change our tempo up to normal. And we're going to go a little bit more higher risk for offensive risk taking. So let's return to the game. And Teuvo Teravainen comes in and scores to make it 3-2. And then Madison Bowie comes down and ties the game up 3-3. And we are up. We tied it up 3-3. Excellent. Well, we'll continue to play like this as we're out shooting them. And we can see 32 shots apiece in the game. And we go to overtime. Because of course we do. That's typically something we do a lot in these stream games and playoffs for some reason. And we can see the pucks going back and forth. We do have the momentum right now. But we are on a penalty kill. "46 saves for... Or sorry, we've had 46 shots on goal. So 43 saves for Vasilevsky. He keeps it in. Morrissey passes the puck over to Larkin, and by the looks of it, Larkin buries the goal. And we win. Assisted by Morrissey and Heathshire. Overtime, 4-3 win. Outshoot them 47-37. Which was a big win for us. Being down 3-0 to come back and score and win. Huge. Huge deal. Key guys come through at key times. That's what you need. And through 4 games, nobody won a series straight out, so that's also very interesting. P-Wog says he's looking forward to the WCHA College League when I'll in for the TVHD streams. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to hockey season kind of getting underway myself. And GoldenEye 76 says I'm looking forward to FHM 4. You guys must be excited to get it out. Yeah? Yes, we are very excited. In case you missed it, we announced FHM 4 last week. It's coming out October 6th, which is only we're just about 2 weeks away. Or if you pre-order the game, you will get it in 1 week's time. P-Wog in the chat says, what about the Steam version? The Steam version is coming. It's not currently available to pre-order yet. It'll probably go up on Steam just before the release on the 6th. It could go up maybe a little sooner, but I'm not guaranteeing anything at this point. But there is a Steam version coming. Alright, so game versus Tampa, we're up 3-1. And we'll play this game again. Yeah, pre-ordering the game through us right now gets you the Accelerate version, not the Steam version. So we'll be clear here. And yes, Madison Bowie just scored to make it 1-0 for us. So as it turns out, he might have been a great pickup for us if he keeps scoring. Josh Morrissey scores, assisted by Nico Heathshire. Our defensemen have come to play. And we were down in shots but tied it up, and we're up 2-0, killing a penalty. Going into the third. And Matt Murray loses the shutout. Kucherov scores just over 10 minutes left in the period. But Cam Fowler, the third defensive goal of the game, assisted by Tarasenko Kuznetsov, puts a dagger in the Lightning. 3-1. And then Timothy Liljegren. All 4 goals are scored by defensemen. Interesting. As we advance, I believe that was our 4th win. Yes. Vancouver won. Toronto won. Vancouver won. Toronto won. We won. And everybody else continues to play, which is excellent. How's the Las Vegas team doing? There is no Las Vegas in this alternate world right now. This is a Path to Glory game in FHM 3, which means you could not expand. Now, Path to Glory has been renamed into Challenge Mode in FHM 4, which if you check out the Operation Sports piece, you'll see a screenshot. I'm not sure if there's one on our website or not, but it's on Operation Sports, a very good piece by them, where they interviewed Jeff. And basically, there's no more Sandbox and Path to Glory mode. They're both basically the same thing. The screen looks a lot is all in one. You don't have to flip between the two. And just taking a quick look here, we're going to play Toronto in round 2. And so Winnipeg lost out, who were a finalist last year. Western Conference finalist. So Edmonton plays Vancouver, so a guaranteed Canadian team is going to the Western Conference final. PWOG, I believe our social media links are down there. Are they not? That's odd. I thought they were. Okay. Then I will give that a look and get back to you. Regardless, our social media links are on our YouTube page, which if you're watching this, just click on the more information and you'll see everything down there. So Detroit versus Toronto, Washington versus Philly. Interesting. Now we've had kind of a back and forth with Toronto for a long time. So Matt Murray is up to 4 stars, which is always good for us. And take a quick look. We'll sim through game 1. We were last head-to-head games. We beat them. We lost. We lost. We lost. Ooh, sim game, and we lose 4-1 to kick it off. Ouch. Dylan Larkin scores our only goal to make it 3-1, but whew, that's a rough start. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare has a good game. For France, of course. Another game versus Toronto. We will play this one. Or sim fast watch it, I guess. Maybe sim through the periods. And see if we can make any tweaks if necessary. Oh, we're getting outshot 6-1. But Cam Fowler buries the first goal. And we're up 1-0. And then Sergei Mozikin scores our second goal. But Matt Murray gives one up immediately to make it 2-1. And Sergei Mozikin buries the second to make it 3-1. Oh, then Van Riemsdyk scores immediately to make it 3-2. Very back and forth game. Followed by Cam Fowler adding a second goal. It's 4-2. Holy cow, an interesting first period in Toronto. Golden says, I really like the path to goalie as part of all modes in FHM4. Yes, it's one of the things we wanted to do, but you also have the option to turn on commissioner mode, but you will lose the ability to, say, earn some achievements if you turn it on. So Mitch Marner scores, making it 4-3. And we're very back and forth throughout this second period, and so now it is still 4-3 for us going into the third. And we continue to go back and forth. And Anders Nielsen scores to make it 4-4. Under 5 minutes left. Oh no, then Austin Matthews buries one with 3 minutes left. Change some tactics here and see if we can reverse our fortune, but no, we can't. 5-4 loss after being up. That really hurts. And now we're down by 2. as every series is currently. Very interesting. Wow, Vancouver's down by 2 on Edmonton. Interesting, interesting. So we have a development report here. We can see everyone. Oh, Chuden, of course, just after we sign him to a contract extension, he starts going down. That's okay. We might bury him in the minors. Oh, Nico Heeshire's up to 3.5 stars now. Awesome. Joey Vlano's up to 3 stars. Maxime Comtos is up to... Oh, no, he was at 2 stars. We knew that. Cody Glass is starting to take a next step. So is Tristan Nielsen. Kobe Morriso, also good. Excellent. Good, lots of guys going up. That's what you like to see. And now we gotta figure out how to get back in this series versus Toronto. Toronto has been the bane in the sides of years with FHM 2 and 3. Alright, so let's take a little bit. Oh, Matt Murray's up to 5 fires. Good. Alright, if we can... Let's find... Find something he can use. Back checker. Alright, let's continue this now. And we will start playing this. Golden Knight says, I had a goalie in the WHL I was playing Go. And Tarasenko scores to make it 1-0. I was playing goal from 1-star ability with 4-star potential and to suddenly 1-star. What's up with that? Potential can change, and depending on their situation, if they're not being played enough, if they're on a really bad streak, it's possible that their potential just starts dropping. It can happen in any game. Kuznetsov scores to make it 2-0 at the end of the first period. 2-0 us. Sometimes it can bounce back, as Rim Narf says. Random talent can change. Was it your scouting was a level A on him? Because that'd be the first thing I'd want to know. And Heeshire makes it 3-0. But then Marner scores 1 to make it 3-1. Because and Marner scores again to make it 3-2. Because if your scouting level might have not been true on him. Liljegren scores to make it 4-2. Heeshire scores to make it 5-2 at the end of the second period. Dave Zoo in the chat says, any FHM 4 stream plans before release? Right now, yes. There is plans. But there's A couple things holding it back. Number one, we're still working on it. It's still being beta tested, obviously. So, we want to make sure everything's very good and solid before we show everything. But the other thing is we need approval from the NHL now, because we are officially NHL licensed. And Shudetov scores to make it 6-2. And what that means is we need to make sure Austin Matthews scores 6-3. We just have to get approval for them before we can release a game and before we can show things. Everything we show you has to be approved by the NHL. So all the screens we showed you were already approved by the NHL. And we win the game 7-3. And a great game for us. But yeah, Dave Zoo, as soon as we have the ability to start streaming it, we will. PWOG66 in the chat asks about the football game, and PWOG, I do not want to speak on it because I don't want to say anything that isn't true, other than the fact that it is being worked on. And that's all you're going to get from me out of that right now. And so we got a game versus Toronto again, which means we're going to have to sit here and flip some tactics around again. Because that did work well for us. Alright, so we'll continue this game now. Again, playing it. Down 2-1 in the series, and they score the first goal to make it 1-0. And they currently are up 8 shots to nothing on us. 10 shots to nothing. Oh, before we finally get our first shot. And they score to make it 2-0. Put our tempo up to normal again. Forgot about that. And that's helped some balance it out, but we're still getting badly outshot, badly output for that matter. And Murray can't stop it. Matthews with a goal, make it 3-0. Alright. High risk into the third period. And Teravainen scores to make it 3-1. And then Teravainen scores again to make it 3-2. But Murray couldn't make the save on Matthews, who gets his third goal of the game, making it 4-2. And we're being outshot 44-17. Not good at all. And this might quickly be the end. Edmonton actually sweeps the defending Stanley Cup champions, Vancouver. And Jonas Stiegenhaller has converted to right defense. Alright. Going back to a comment from GoldenEye, you'll see some of the guys we've drafted have increasingly had their number shrink of potential as we've scouted them better. And seeing how they've developed so far as well. And now we are playing for our lives versus Toronto. So our season could be over tonight. Which, if it is, well, we've had a good run. And Teravainen makes it 1-0 for us, just under 8 minutes into the game. And then Toffoli scores to make it 2-0. Toffoli scores again, make it 3-0. All right, 3-0 at the end of the first period. Tarasenko scores 4-0. And then Andrew Nielsen scores to make it 4-1. But then Mozikin comes down and immediately scores. And we're up 5-1 going into the third period. Toronto scores a goal with 1 minute left, but we win the game 5-2. All right, good job, guys. And we live to see another day. Tyler Toffoli and Teuvo Teravainen shown up and help us out. And every other series is done except for ours. Ooh, Nick Ritchie tore his rotator cuff and is out for about a year. Rough go, man. Rough go. So again, playing Toronto. Matt Murray actually lost a fire. That's unfortunate. Alright, let's give this a go again. And we'll roll the dice. And we come out, and Toffoli scores again. Put us up 1-0. Excellent. And we're badly outshooting them, actually. Controlling the play, and now it's 2-0. Maxim Chudinov scores again, assisted by Teuvo Teravainen. But then Toronto gets it back in our zone, and just Levaio scores to make it 2-1. At the end of the first period, I was shooting them 15-6, 2-1. And we continue to play a quick second period. And Henrik Zetterberg, the captain, scores an unassisted goal to make it 3-1. And give us a slight bit of hope. Outshooting them 24-20, continuing, going into the third. And Matt Murray gives us a goal. Matt Duchene scores to make it 3-2. And the pressure is on. But good news for us. Evgeny Kuznetsov comes down, slams the puck home, and makes it 4-2 to give us a little bit of breathing room. And then Kuznetsov buries the empty netter to give us a consecutive 5-2 win. And we are going to Game 7. GoldenEye 76. What I just said was, if we look at some of our guys from who initially we scouted and drafted, you'll see some of them have dropped significantly. If I look at my unsigned draftees, like for instance, some of these 3-star guys were showing 4 stars. How do I have a guy playing in, where is he? In the WHL, and he's E-scouted. I am not happy about that. I'm going to go sign some more. All right. We still have room on our scouting staff. I'm going to go add some more scouts. Personnel. Free agents. Scouts. Scouting. And okay, we signed another Alberta guy. Signed another guy from BC. Signed another guy from BC. And another guy from BC. And one more from Alberta. Oh, Saskatchewan. Hire another guy. And him too. We have tons of scouting department room, so why not sign a bunch of guys? WHL draft reason. Hire more scouts. We will have everybody we can possibly scout scouted. PWOG. In this version or next, will it be the rare option forfeit happening? You mean for a team to forfeit a game? Is that what you mean there, PWOG? I don't know if that is... if that's what you mean, I'm not exactly sure. I know that it is possible now, in a particular year, to have the Stanley Cup not be handed out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Possibly for something. GoldenEye 76. What happens when you take a scout from one region and send him to a different region? He'll scout it, but he might not be as effective, and it might take him longer. GoldenEye. Sometimes your best... honestly, for the most part, unless you really are looking at someone specific, it is best to just let them scout whoever they want. And you can see I have quite a few scouts now. All over the world, scouting to find me the best players and get the highest and go as good as we possibly can. Because why shouldn't we? All right. Let's see if we can pull off the come from behind victory. And Tyler Toffoli gets hurt with a lacerated tendon forearm. And immediately Toronto scores after that. That's unfortunate. 1-0 Toronto. But with just 12 minutes into the game, just over 12 minutes into the game, Cam Fowler scores to make it 1-1. Excellent. And we're tied 1-1 at the end of the first period. Shots are 11-9 for Toronto. But Mitch Marner scores and makes it 2-1 Toronto. We're trying hard. All right. We're going to double shift Dylan Larkin, move him up to the second line. And we're going to go high risk. Because, well, winner take all in this game. And there we go. Oh, Toffoli got back on the ice. Good for him. Which means I should go take Larkin back off. And I'm just going to cool us back down now. to normal risk. And we're out shooting them. We have the momentum, but we're headed to overtime. PWOG66, is there a 3-goalie option for FHM4? You know, 3 goalies are so rare. I don't even know, to be perfectly honest, if it's even been considered. I do not believe that is an option, though. I mean, I know we've seen 3 goalies with the New York Islanders last year, but 3 goalies typically doesn't work. You always have one goalie who's unhappy that he's sitting too much or not practicing enough. Injuries can kind of change that, of course, but Toronto's controlling the momentum here, but we're kicking the puck around. And oh man, Toronto wins it. Andrew Nielsen scores in overtime to give them the win. And with that, the Detroit Red Wings lose and are out of the playoffs. Wah, 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 wah. That hurts. Lucas Biza gets hurt for Switzerland. And all right, Toronto's playing Philly. And Edmonton's playing Chicago. 2 things that could actually help happen in the next few years. And in the chat, we have some very upset people. Yeah, me too. Not gonna lie. But I might press on with this for a little bit. I might have do another stream in a few days. See if we can't turn this around. Get our win. It's got to happen at some point, right? Right? Toronto's up 3-0 on Philly. Ooh. Now, memory reminds me that we have 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a third of 2 fourths, 2 fifths, and a 6th. Which is not bad at all. And all right, Arizona just signed a defenseman. Okay. Toronto wins, and Toronto goes to the Stanley Cup in 2020. Well, that's gonna happen. And Edmonton leads 3-2. And we continue. Toronto and Edmonton meet in the Stanley Cup final. Toronto gets the first goal. Our first goal, first game. Canada win the World Championship. I'm too sad to even look at any of this. I'm going to be honest. Just kind of hit and continue here because Edmonton ties it up 1-1. Because I don't know what else to do. I could end the stream, but I kind of want to know if Mr. Zetterberg retires. King Z. And Edmonton ties it up 2-2. Kind of want to know what our draft might look like. Goldeneye in the chat. Sign the biggest free agent in the offseason to make another run. I mean, honestly, man, we have a lot of good players coming. We don't need to go out there and really sign. Zetterberg has dropped again, as has Brent Burns. Smead needs to pick it up. Oh, Timo Müller picked it up to 1.5 stars. Interesting. Good for him. Wiesner, Picano. Alright, good job, guys. Oh, Stiegenhaller made it to 1.5. Good for him. Alright. Got lots of guys coming still. That's the most important part. Pewog, please retire. Well, we won't know until after the draft. But we can get a good idea of what our team's going to look like. We got a lot of guys coming. Hamilton is ready to resume skating. Let's see the list of who's coming up to draft. And 2-2 still. And holy cow, Grand Rapids, our American League affiliate, won. Alright, good job. And there's a couple of errors there we're going to have to get fixed and figure out what happened there. So, oh, Toronto won 7-3. So the Stanley Cup final is going to 7-3. And, oh, okay, apparently it ended. Oh, Edmonton wins the Stanley Cup in 2020. Whew. Well, I'm not going to lie. At least it wasn't Toronto. All right, some more guys signed. How did we not win GM of the Year? Boo. I think we should win GM of the Year. That's not fair. And Stahl goes to free agency. What's Stahl? Oh, Mark Stahl. Was that the Stahl we had? I keep trying to think. Yeah, we had Mark Stahl. That was part of the trade for Schultz. We will qualify Anthony Mantha, not expecting to sign him. And honestly, we don't really want him, but if we get some draft picks, that's fine. I'm not signing Thomas Tatar for $5.5 million. That's just crazy. And I got enough young guys coming. How far did get in the playoffs? How far did we get? Good to Creative. We made it to the second round. And then we got kicked out by Toronto in 7 games. And I can re-sign all my scouts now. Which there is a few of them. And most of my scouts are good, so I might as well sign them to the long contracts. Plus that way I don't have to do this a whole bunch. Oh, some of these are assistant coaches too. So yeah, I'd like to keep Yuri Fisher and Chris Chilios around. Guru, don't say that. We played well. We fought back to get it to Game 7. We just kind of met a hot goalie. Frankly, if we need to make a deal too, we're going to have to look at maybe moving one of our goalies. It might be nice, Guru, but it depends how it was set up, and there could be other ways that it could be much more annoying to deal with, too. One of the things I am really excited for is the new shop player feature that is in FHM 4. It's I wish at times it had its own separate screen like it does in Out of the Park Baseball, but at the same time, I don't mind going through all the messages either to see everybody's trade offers and then basically accept the best one, or delete or reject them and say no, I'm not doing that. Kerry Lettinen goes to Edmonton. Interesting for Jordy Ben. They have a weakness on left wing, huh? That would be LA. So why not send them Thomas Tatar? And they don't have a... that's disappointing. Second round pick? Because we probably have their third round. Let's try for their third round next year. Offer the trade. Hall of Fame nominees include nobody. Nobody got voted in. That's probably right. They're letting in too many players anyways. Kings say absolutely no way that they're trading their third round pick. But the good news is we can see we have... Okay, whose pick do we have again? Calgary's. Why am I whiffing on? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we picked 23, 24. So the kings won't do that. All right. Well, let's see who else has there. No, not Montreal. Why would I send them a good player? Calgary needs a... Let's see if we can convince them to take Thomas Tatar. We would be below the salary cap for. Alright, so we're not going to be able to get rid of Thomas Tatar. That's fine. Let us just focus on this draft then. Oh, isn't it nice to see all the A's? Oh, one single E popped through there. So we'll take the best available players as they go. Pickendall Human and... Alright. I'm not enamored with any of those top guys. We're going to grab Connor McLennan here. And then we're going to... I know, this is crazy. This is like the most Canadian draft we've ever had. Should we grab a goalie in the first round? P-Wog asking in the chat, is there a demo on the shop feature for a video, for example? No, there's not yet. I'm not really sure about the idea of taking a guy from the Junior B. So let's take this guy, WHL player from Saskatoon. Alright, back-to-back Canadians. That's got to be almost the first time in our draft. We pick again at 35 here, so... Oh no, Belarusian player. I kind of, because we were Belarus, I kind of got a little bit of a soft spot for them. Okay, you know what? We're going to take Alexis Lafreniere. Take the Frenchman. And pick until human. And we're back at pick 54. There's even more Belarusians? This is crazy. Okay. You know what we need? We're going to take this goalie. We're going to take a big Swedish goaltender because why not? And pick until human again. See how far. Okay, we still got... Kind of ripped up that league, huh? Interesting. Alright, we're gonna take the Belarusian from Igor Skirmit. What if we end up having a Belarusian line to go with our Swiss line and a Canadian line? That would be so cool. Gonna grab the other guy now. And now we pick 114 and 125, and that might be it. Alright, we'll take Johnson. Hans Johnson. Guido Creative in the chat asks, have you managed to get the historical team logos direct from the NHL and into the game? Guido, I believe we're still waiting for a couple logos, but all the ones the NHL has given us are in the game, which is most, but not all. And taking a look again, we're now pick 125. And now I'm wrong, we have 2 picks left. We grabbed a goalie. Ooh, big German guy. Playing in the DL League. I like that. 9 points in 49 games. Playing as an 18-year-old. We're kind of loaded up on defensemen again. I guess we haven't really drafted defensemen this time around. You know nothing about that guy. Okay. I will grab this guy. Christian Persson on defense. Pick until human and... Alright, we're going to take a flyer on the German. With 6'5" German. He's so big. Oh, what? We still have another pick left? Oh, alright then. Did not realize that. I love the fact that there's a couple Frenchmen available to draft. Was that an Australian? New Zealand. I gotta draft the New Zealand, don't I? Okay, just for fun, who's the tallest guy left? 6'6". What? Okay, I'm gonna draft this Teuvo Miettinen because he's so big and tall. We'll just go for huge guys on our team. And that's it. The draft is over. Alright. Let's advance till tomorrow. New Zealand, wow. Yeah. In some of the later years in FHM 4, you start seeing a few players from a few different... that's a trade. Nazem Kadri... No, where did I see that? Nazem Kadri for Nail Yakupov. Interesting. Alright, unsigned draftees. Oops, let's try this again. Are we going to lose anyone here? 2020. 2.5-star goalie who potential who's still half-star. I think we can probably let him go. As long as Maelstrom. But we don't want to lose Tristan Nielsen. Larson is what on our depth chart? Down a ways. Still has Samuelov, who still hasn't really turned out. He's only a half-star guy. Just can't take that next step. I don't really need a second project, so no, we're going to let him go. Ailson, sign the contract. If he had just turned out, I would be like, yes, but he's just not. Just can't do it. So what I am going to do, though, is go... unsigned draftees and look at my top guys. Sign Case McCarthy. We will offer a contract to the Frenchman. And that seems about all. Oh, you know, we also want to offer a contract to... What? Where is he? Where's Govets gone? Not sure where he had disappeared to, but let's get him a contract offer as well. Goldeneye 76 in the chat says, what have you found to be the best way to grow young players? How can you find the right level for them and continue to grow? Goldeneye, you got to remember always what rank you see them at now is what they are for your league. For a lot of the times, European players, it's better to leave them over in Europe, especially so you can leave the guys and you own their rights, but you don't own them. Sometimes you realize they need to come over to North America and start playing your minor leagues because you need some guys there too. It's really just about trying to find a balance, let's be honest. And it's not always easy. Connor McClennan's just not quite ready yet, so we're going to leave him. Half-star guy's not really going to help you. Good Creative says, now the challenge is to dress a team of players from the same state the team is located in. Huh. That is, I don't think we have enough Michigan guys. Heck, we hardly had enough Americans at some point. And good. Alex Lanfori has signed. Tristan Nielsen has signed. And we're going to wave some goodbye to some guys. And Grigory Govets has signed, and Case McCarthy has signed. Perfect. Case McCarthy, I'm not sure he's quite ready for the show yet, but I don't want to lose him. I mean, he was the #1 overall pick. Kuda Creative, get scouting. We scouted so much. We have so many guys scouted. Part of the reason is to watch some of our draft picks. 3 points. Prospects. Defensive training. Coaching goalies. And alright, let's move to the off season. Now again, this can take a little bit of time because on July 1st, we are flipping over to a new league year. So there's a lot of new processes. There's new players being generated, players retiring. And Gudu, we'll find out if Zetterberg retires. So there's a lot of things going on. We're lucky with Detroit to have such a big scouting budget that we can do this and find the best players, we think, from anywhere. Part of the reason I'm not signing all my draft picks either is I don't have... The NHL, you are capped at 50 contracts. This is so that you can't go out and sign just everybody and have everyone underneath your control. So it's a delicate balance of figuring out how many guys do you have under contract, how many do you want to have. I like having constantly around 45 max. 47 would be the absolute top. Once you start getting close to that 50, then anytime you make a move, you have to be worried. You want to trade for somebody, you got to be worried about having the contract for him. Or if you want to throw a player in. So giving yourself a little bit of breathing room is never a bad thing. And it can also directly affect your cap too, for that matter. But there's a point where I just don't need guys playing or having major contracts right now. They're better off staying in Europe. They're better off staying in the minors in Canada. Wherever. And let's find out here. So Carl Soderberg retired. Matt Bolesky retired. Brian Boyle retired. One-time Detroit Red Wing. Tyler Bozak, Troy Bauer, Ryan Callahan, Mike Camilleri, Trevor Daly, Toby Enstrom, Cody Franzen, Michael Frolik, Jason Garrison, Andy Green. Not looking good for Zetterberg. Mark Letestu, Trevor Lewis, Johnny Oduya, Roman Polak, Kyle Quincy, Peter Regine, Thomas Vanek, Wingles, Tommy Wingles, David Schlenko, don't know how to say that name, Marcus Capranara, Carl Soderberg, Rick Nash, Travis Zajac, Paul Stastny, Clay Wilson. And that's it, which means the captain hangs on. Uh-oh. Your objective was to reach the playoffs, and you reached the Stanley Cup playoffs. You won the round of 16 and reached the quarterfinals. This was a successful season. For the long-term perspective, Mike Mercer is concerned about your work as general manager. You have to make the necessary changes to get back on track. That's not a good thing. So what did we do so badly? Lindy Ruff retired, and so Barry Trotz took over for him. I have a bad habit of stockpiling unsigned draftees. Gudu, have you seen me play this? That's all I do. Taking a look, owner confidence. We're all in the blue right now, so that's... Huh, interesting. Why is he so angry with us? Okay, Grigori Grovets could go to... Okay, he can go down to the QM, so he's going to go back down. Alright, we have a number of guys now. Marco Olivier at lane has just not stepped up the way how I thought he would. Braden Holtby is available, but we don't need him. I'm not really seeing anyone who's jumping off here who I think we need. Why is Logan Stanley a free agent? I have no idea why he is. P-Wog, yes, this is the last year of Mr. Zetterberg's deal. Just taking a quick look at our roster protect list contracts. We have 44 contracts. I'm kind of half tempted by Ryan Murray, but I don't think we really need him. We kind of need our other guys to start stepping up. What do you guys think? Man, Milan Lucic is still just hanging on. 38 points last year in 82 games. Okay, Travis Hamonic is available. I'm going to put an offer in for Travis Hamonic. And if we get him, then I will move Chudenov. Zetterberg is not going to score 60 goals on my fourth line. And that's all he's going to be playing. Not going to happen. I'm just going to advance it up a few days to see if we get an offer to take over another international team job. And see if we get Hamonic and Stanley. If we do, then I might make a few trades before the next time you see this game. Okay, so we got some national team job. Okay, Travis Hamonic has signed. Awesome. Logan Stanley has signed. Awesome. Okay, so Bosnia, Poland, and a number of under 18 team and under 20 teams have offered us jobs. I'm kind of thinking we take the Poland job. Thoughts? Yeah, I'm thinking Poland. Accept offer. We are now head coach of Poland. Sweet. So now our defense, we have Dolan, Fowler, Stanley, Bowie. Okay, Case McCarthy's only 1 star. We're going to send him back down then. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're going to try and trade Chudanov now then. Anaheim needs a left defenseman. Guess what Chudanov is? Offered Chudanov for a 3rd and 6, which isn't bad considering he also dropped the last time. It would depend on the idea you had. You need to flesh a little bit more out what you're thinking. I know Sebastian, who's the main designer of the game, is pretty happy with how everything currently is. Because you can, it's just a matter of clicks till you get to something. And try to make it less than 5 all the time. And I just want to know if they'll accept this trade offer, and if they do, that's probably where we'll end the stream for this afternoon. Also keep our eyes open in case Anthony Mantha gets signed by somebody, who I'm sure he will at some point. Just not going to be us. And Holtby signs with the Calgary Flames. Ooh. For 8 point. Okay, Calgary's paying him $8.33 million. We are currently paying both of our goalies less money than that. So I feel pretty good about that. In fact, I feel very good about that. And the Ducks say yes to our deal. So we pick up a 3rd and a 6th round pick and get rid of a guy who started losing as soon as we signed him. So I feel pretty good about that. So I think this is where we're going to stop for now. So thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. This occasionally changes, though, when Adam decides to do a special stream, which happens occasionally. You should check our Twitter at Franchise Hockey to keep up to date on those things. Buffalo has offered 3 years, 10.9. Oh boy, that's a lot of money. I don't think we're off. Don't match offer. So we get a 2021 second round pick from them for that. All right, good to me. You can also find us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/franchise hockey manager, where we talk about all the new upcoming exciting things with Franchise Hockey Manager 4. All of our videos are archived on our YouTube channel, including our first couple chats about Franchise Hockey Manager 4, which is youtube.com/OOTP developments. You can come on down to our official website where you can pre-order FHM4 right now, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Again, thanks to all those who turned out for this afternoon stream. And we will see you again with the Detroit Red Wings 2020-2021 season now, at another date to be announced. Have a good one.